After spending 7 consecutive days honing on one of the reserves that produces the highest number of diamonds and rares, today I'ma show you my best kills of the last 7 days honing on Askiy Ridge. Now guys, before we start with the video, I just wanted to mention that my goal this year is to reach 35,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so it would really help me out if you could like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And by the way, I also wanna ask you a question. In a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Askiy Ridge? I would love to see your answers in the comment section. Oh my... Ooh. Not only is that a level 5, it is also a guaranteed diamond. Look at the rack and look at the estimate. 466 to 555, that is ridiculous. Yeah, that is 100% a diamond. First diamond of the week. There's also a couple of bears, bunch of bulls, all of them are small. No way. Nothing else looks big on this lake, but what else do we need? We don't really need anything else because this guy it is a monster. Holy. I wonder what he's gonna score. Maybe above 480? Close to 490 perhaps? Or even above 490? Because the rack is very tall. And as far as I remember, many of the 490 scoring elks I've seen posted have had similar racks to this one. I don't want to get my hopes up too much though, because it is probably going to score, 470s, maybe even bottom of the estimate. But still, we're going to try to get as close as possible. We just spooked the other herd. Luckily, this guy is a solo from what I can see. So we're going to continue trying to get closer, and hopefully we'll be able to drop it using the bow. We have the bow. Something we gotta be careful about though is the wind, because even though the wind isn't terrible, it could start shifting towards the elk, and that'll be an issue. I'm just gonna pay attention and make sure he doesn't go alert, or even attentive. If he goes attentive, I'm gonna take the shot using the rhino. We have the rhino. It is a nice weapon. And I just realized that I'm also carrying the collar, the elk collar. That is gonna make things a lot easier. And considering the angle isn't great right here to take the shot, I think I'm gonna use a collar very soon. Once we're below 60 meters away, I'm gonna call him in. That is 57 meters away. We don't even have to call him in. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to get to like 40 meters away since he's facing the opposite way. And the wind, even though it's getting a bit worse, is still not bad enough. Taking a shot from 40 meters should be easy. So I think it's time to actually use the collar right here. Hopefully he responds. He's moving. He's at 42 meters out. We're gonna 0 for 40. He's alert. Ooh, come on, be good. It was good. He's going down, perfect. Level 5 elk down. Guaranteed diamond elk down, should I say. Viral blood. The rack is massive. His estimate was massive. So the question is it gonna score maybe above 480? If it scores above 480, it may be our biggest diamond Manitoban elk so far, which would be amazing. Damn. Time to see a score. Let's cross our fingers. 472.72, alright. Of course. I'm not sad because a diamond is a diamond and it is the first diamond of the week, but man, I was expecting it to be a 480 plus at least. Come on. Look at the penetration. The penetration was insane. We hit the right lung, the liver, the stomach, the intestines, the pelvis. We destroyed it. But yeah, it is a pretty average size diamond. It's still amazing. Let's continue. That is 1 diamond after 1 day playing here on Askiy Ridge. Not too bad. This is a big rouse right here. Max estimate. Could be big, could be level 3, could be a huge level 2. Just heard the warning call though, which leads me to believe he is hiding on one of those bushes. Oh, level 3! Damn! Level 3 Dusky Grouse. Same session where I found the elk. He's just there defensive. Oh my god, is that a guaranteed diamond? No, I don't think it is guaranteed because the diamond score is 151 or 152 if I'm not mistaken. However, I still want to drop it using the bow. Let's see. Do we have the 300 grain arrows? Oh, I don't think we have them. Well, the 420, no, the 420 don't cover class 1, which is on 428. So we'll be forced to, use the shotgun. Which of course is not a bad option, but would have been cool to drop a grouse using the bow, of course. Especially if it was while it was flying. Now it is flying. Hopefully he'll make it. That was... We hit him, but apparently not great. He's still gonna die over there. Come on, just die, buddy. Give up. He just gave up. So, potentially the second diamond of the week. I know the dusky grouse tend to troll fairly often. Of course, not super often, but still possibly more often than other upland birds. This is a beautiful looking bird. Look at that. Look at the eyebrows as well. Yellow eyebrows. I believe some of them have red eyebrows and others have yellow eyebrows. It probably depends on the plumage. And this guy is a 158.65. Holy. Slate gray. So the slate gray plumage is the one that has yellow eyebrows. But damn, this guy is well above the diamond score, which is 151. And the max score is 160. So not too far from being a max score. And max weight as well. That is a monster. Second diamond of the week after 1 day playing here on Askiy Ridge. Where are the pellets? This thing is telling us we didn't hit him a single time, but well, we did. There should be a pellet here somewhere. But damn, another trophy. Not too bad. Oh, I think there is a rare. I think there is a rare bison. Yup, a female. Man, I thought it was a male, but is that albino or leucistic? She looks very light, could be albino. But the tone of the fur type is... I feel it's darker compared to the last albino I got. Because I got an albino a couple weeks ago while doing a collab with Chopper on his search party, and I feel that one was quite lighter than this one. Not sure though. This one is very grey looking. Alright, they are gonna leave the area because we spooked one of the males that was part of the herd. So we're just gonna run behind it, and we shouldn't have any issue to reach it. They are there. 111 meters away. She's attentive. Are they gonna come back? Maybe. She just turned around and now is walking towards us, which gives us a chance to use the crossbow. Here we have the crossbow. We haven't used this weapon in months, to not say more than a year. That should be like 60. Yeah, I think it may be leucistic. She's very light, but definitely darker than an albino, in my opinion. Now, let me just verify there isn't anything big on the opposite side of the lake, because there's another herd. Bunch of level 2s, level 3, a bunch of females as well, nothing special. So now we're ready to shoot this albino. She's alert, back to attentive, roughly 60 meters away. Alright, if we can get to 40, that would be great. She's back to alert. I think I'm gonna go for the shot, however, that is a terrible angle. That works though. Oh my god, maybe no. Damn, the bolt went over the shoulder. I thought it was roughly 50 meters away. Now there is 48. We may be able to go for a shot on the trot right here, even with the crossbow. Not easy. Yeah, not easy by any means. But I think we can do it. And even if we botch the first shot, we're gonna have a second chance. Look. How far is it? Just gotta confirm the distance. 43 meters away, okay. Let's go for it. Ooh, that was way too far forward. Now we're gonna have to use the rifle right here. Yeah, we're gonna use the 300 to make sure we don't botch it. She's 60 meters away. Let's see. We are 0 for 75. Very simple shot. Although we have botched many shots after saying that. And that'll do it. Definitely double lung. Unfortunately, our aim was way too bad to get her using the crossbow, but we managed to get her on the second shot. Although, I think there's still a chance we botched it, because maybe we hit the skull on the first shot. It was way too far forward. But let's see. Lucistic, and yeah, we hit a jaw on the first shot. No way. Bro, botch XK just made an appearance, a terrible appearance. The second shot was definitely double lung. It is a Lucistic. So first rare of the week after 2 days playing here on Askiy Ridge, but man, that is unfortunate. Oh, that one is huge. Yep, level 5. Level 5 bighorn, 170 to 202 estimate. Those aren't the big diamond horns. I think he could be troll, unfortunately. But I would be lying if I say I'm an expert on bighorn horns. Could definitely be bigger than I think. He's back to drinking. We spooked the other two members of the herd. One of them went to drink over there, and the other one, I guess, left the area. Maybe he was a solo, actually. No, the other one is there, okay. It is coming back to his own. So... oh, he's at any, hold up. I was gonna say, we're gonna try to get as close as possible to hopefully get him using the crossbow. We couldn't get the bison yesterday using the crossbow, but I think we have a very good chance to get this guy. Especially because he's facing away. It is gonna be very easy to get close. Man, I really want this guy to make it. Not only because he would be the third diamond of the week, but also because diamond bighorn are one of the best looking animals on the entire game. Talking about diamonds. 44, 43. Alright, he's still facing the opposite way. But I would say this is a very good distance to go for the shot using the crossbow. Here we have it, we're gonna 0 for 40. Just gonna alert him. Just a bit of running, that will work. He's facing us now. And that was a good hit. Maybe hard shot. Beautiful. Finally, a good shot with a crossbow on a diamond after several months. And on a potential diamond bighorn. Yeah, I said diamond as if I knew it was gonna make it, but I don't know if it's gonna make it. As I said, I think there's a good chance he'll troll. So let's see the score. 198.81, it actually made it, but barely. The minimum diamond score is 196.93. We are gonna tax this guy. It is the third diamond of the week after 4 days playing here on Askiy Ridge. Oh my god, that has to be level 5. It is a level 5. 480 top estimate, 392 bottom. Second level 5 Manitoban Elk we find this week. Look, I have no idea if this one is also gonna make it. The estimate isn't precisely promising, but the antlers... not even sure about the antlers neither, to be completely honest. I feel it could troll. But then, it is always nice to see a big elk. They are beautiful looking. And when it comes to this one, we're gonna use a different weapon. The last time we used the recurve, or we tried to use the recurve, so this time, we have a very good chance to use the rhino. The wind is blowing to the south, so it won't be an issue. That is 100 meters away, he's at 10 if we're gonna go prone. Look, I'm gonna try to hit it hard because I don't think we have managed to get a single hard shot this week on a trophy. We've been very close on quite a number of occasions, but not a single hard shot just yet. 77 meters away. His broadside. We are 0 for 75. We could go for the hard right there while his broadside, although it isn't the best angle. Now he's facing us, hold up. Come on, not a hard shot. Damn, he's still going down. But the fact we missed the hard once again makes me a bit upset, I'm not gonna lie. Although at the end of the day, what truly matters is that we got a barrel, we didn't botch it, and maybe we just killed our 4th diamond of the week. He looks massive. I don't think he's much bigger than the last one, if it is actually bigger. Maybe about the same size, or who knows, maybe even smaller. It can be hard to judge the size of the rack sometimes. But let's see a score. 466.02. Alright. Very, very close from hitting the heart. We just had to aim a bit more to the left and a bit lower. But still, nice elk. We hit a double long at 74 meters. And it wasn't too far from being a max weight. 445 kilos. Really heavy. He looks amazing. Nice to see. Guys, I just saw a level 3 pheasant. I found the max sesame track. It should be one of these. Maybe this one. But I just saw it flying. It was over there. And it is actually level 3. We are currently chasing the flock. Right here. Here's the max sesame track. 2 to 3 kilo. On this part of the map. We'll see if we can find it again. Maybe he landed close. There's a female. Yeah, I think that is the same flock. Hold up. He may be here. There's also a chance it is a completely different flock, but I'm more inclined to think it is the same one. So far I've only seen that hen we just saw, and there's a flock right here that was resting. Maybe the same. 5 pheasants on it. Could perfectly be the same, because whenever I spoke, hold up a second, that is probably one of those. That is one, and no, it was the second. Did we hit it? Yeah, we hit it. Perfect. I was zeroed for 25, so we didn't hit it as good as we wanted, but still we dropped it. This one is a 16.2 level 2. I also want to drop some of these females, why not? Just for fun. Not too bad. Man, I was missing hunting birds. Because I've been hunting a lot of mule deer during the mule deer grind. But we haven't really hunted upland birds in a while. I think the last time I went for upland birds was on Revontuli Coast during a stream, most likely. So yeah, it's been a few months. And as I always mention, hunting upland birds is my favorite thing to hunt on the entire game. Here we have the level 3 pheasant. Is it gonna be diamond? I would say he's most likely gonna make it. They can troll, but it is very, very rare for a pheasant to troll. So let's see a score. 21.79, he made it. Nice. 20.29 is the minimum damage score, so this guy is well above the minimum damage score. In fact, the max score, if I'm not mistaken, is 21.9 or 21.89. 3 kilos is the max weight. This guy weighs 2.96, almost a max weight max score, which would have been insane. But man, that is an amazing diamond. I wasn't expecting to find a pheasant this week. They aren't super common on Askiy Ridge, I gotta say. Oh my god. That isn't a common. Well, I am 99% sure that was a Piebald Manitoban Elk. I saw it for a couple seconds and to me it was obvious. I just cannot believe it, because if it is actually Piebald, it would be our first rare Manitoban Elk ever. I've never gotten a rare for the Manitoban Elk, let alone a Piebald. Because I think the Piebald is one of the rarest food types for them. Maybe rarer than the melanistic and the albino. We are on this server, on this part of the map, which certainly isn't the best part of the map to chase an animal, because it is super dense. A lot of trees. However, there's a fairly open area in front of us, although the herd isn't there. No signs of any elk right here, unfortunately. That could be... Ooh, they were in front of us. They were quite literally in front of us and I didn't notice until it was too late. However, I think that's a Piebald, eh? Yep. That is definitely a Piebald. Look at it. Look at how beautiful it is. Oh my god. We gotta take the shot right here. I'm still in shock because that is one of my dream rares here on Askiy Ridge. Holy. Come on, give me an angle. We are gonna use the 300. You know, I don't wanna risk it. Of course, I would love to drop this guy using a different weapon like the crossbow or the recurve. But we're gonna play it safe with this one. Is it that one? I think it is that one. It is a level 4. Nice estimate as well. Beautiful rack. Oh, I think I see him. Right there, that is a herd. Where are you, buddy? Where are you, Piebald? Here's that one. 467 top estimate, clearly a Piebald. Once again, we're gonna try to use a 300. Tell me that was good. It was good. He's going down. Perfect. Level 4 Piebald Manitoban Elk down. The shot was risky, I gotta say. Shot on the throat. At a distance, not easy at all. We could have pushed it. This has to be one of the best rares I've ever gotten here on Askiy Ridge. Not only one of the rarest, but also one of the best looking rares. Look at it. Such a unique looking Piebald because this parent is completely different to any other Piebald parent. And the fact that it is a level 4 makes it even better. 379.61. Our first ever rare Manitoban Elk and our first ever Piebald Manitoban Elk. Look at how nice it looks. Look at the shot. Barely a single long and lever. No way. To be honest, I could perfectly conclude the week right here. We are on day 6. 7 trophies in total, but we still have another day to go. So we'll see what we find tomorrow. Maybe 1 or 2 trophies. That would be great. Hold up. Is that a Piebald? I can barely see it, but I think it's a Piebald. Look at the fur. Level 2 Piebald Moose. What a baby. Definitely not the most special rare you can find here on Askiy Ridge, but I'm gonna take it. A trophy is a trophy. And even better being a male. I honestly wouldn't take it if it was a female, for example. Not that I don't like how the females look, but it isn't the same to get a rare with antlers than a rare without antlers. We are getting close to his moose. It was actually necessary to get close because he's on a terrible position. He's right there, still calm. We have the rhino. It'll be nice to get a hard shot. Gonna let him. He's attentive. Just turn around, brother. Real quick. Can you turn around already? Finally. Perfect. Perfect hard shot. Beautiful. Rare moose down. Bonus trophy. Of course, I already have plenty of these guys because I've done a couple of moose grinds in the past, and the Piebalds are fairly common. By far the most common rare for the moose. But it's always nice to find one on multiplayer, especially. Nice pose. Look, we hit the heart, the liver, and the stomach. It went right in between the lungs. So, I just had a really big bison. That one. Level 5. 167 top estimate. The estimate isn't super promising. But man, the horns are gigantic. I think it's gonna make it. I'm gonna take a risk and I'll say it is definitely gonna make it. We could be wrong. But I want to be optimistic. Yeah, those horns are thick. Thick boy, big male. Some pheasants as well. Wouldn't hurt to get a second level 3. But let's focus on the bison first. Here we have the rhino. It is that one. The angle isn't great. Just near him broadside or quartering away. That is better, 55 meters away. Another victim for the rhino. The rhino has had several victims over the course of the last month. For me. This one will be no exception because we should have gotten a long. Come on, tell me we got a long. Did we? Damn, it is taking time to go down. We might have pushed it. It would be terrible to finish a week with a Bosch. Come on, tell me. Ooh, we got a barrel, guys. I got scared for a second, but yeah, we got a barrel on the first hit. I was like, ooh, the first one is big. 17 to 20 estimate? But yeah, I got scared because I was really thinking we pushed the last trophy of the week. And that would have been such a terrible way to end it, because it's been a fantastic week so far. 2 trophies today on the 7th day. I think that is unheard of for me. Here we have this bison. Hopefully diamond. Could also be troll. I'm gonna be optimistic and I'll say he's 100% a diamond, but I could be wrong, as I was saying. It would also be devastating to conclude the week with a troll. 165.88, it is a giant. Yes. Huge level 5 bison to finish the week. Maybe my biggest so far. Maybe. The first shot was almost a hard shot, not enough penetration, or well, it was just 1 inch high, as you can see. That's crazy. Ginger split fur type, nearly max weight as well. I knew the horns were gigantic. No way.